Hi, Amy here. Welcome to my channel. Hope everyone's doing well today. I thought I'd just jump on here and kind of give you the rundown about my retirement, and kind of was unexpected, or actually earlier than I wanted, by a couple of years. I actually retired at 63, and really wasn't how I wanted it to go, but that's how it ended up, and it's okay. Um, it was a little bit rough at the beginning, but I've accepted it, and I'm kind of glad that I can now enjoy myself and do what I want to do, and enjoy the things I like to do, and take care of my home. And hold on one second. I have 5 dogs, and somebody wants in. 1 second. Excuse me. I'm sitting at the back door, and there's a lot of in and out here when you have 5 dogs, and they want to go in, then they want to go out, and anyway, they wear me out, but luckily they're cute, and I love them. So anyway, so back to my story. Kind of what happened was, when the lady I worked for, she was a general manager, they actually had 2 different divisions. And I'll call the other one a sister company. And I worked for, it was kind of a mom and pop. So I worked for the pop, and then there was a mom side. So when she retired, they thought about kind of combining the 2 companies. Well, the other company, they had a controller, and of course, I was a controller of what I did at my company. So in my mind, I thought, you don't need 2 controllers, but well, let's see how this kind of plays out. So after she retired, there was more discussions about it, and we ended up going ahead and consolidating the accounting departments, and I moved out of my office and moved over to their office that was in another location, and the 2 of us worked together, and we just they decided to change software, so we kind of merged the software that I had, and all that information went into their information, and kind of like just put it all together. And it was a little challenging, because that was they wanted to do it in QuickBooks, which was in my professional opinion, QuickBooks was really not a robust enough software for the accounting, for the leasing accounting, which is what I did for their stores. So anyway, not to get too much into that, we kind of got everything put together, and no one really ever kind of came and said, well, this is how we're going to do it. I mean, I assumed that they knew I wanted to retire at 65, and there was a couple more years, so I thought, well, maybe I could just, I didn't mind taking a lower role or position, and try to help with transitioning the information that I had to the other girl, the other controller. And anyway, that's not how it worked out. One day they came and said, we're going to put you on a 2-week administrative leave, which honestly I never heard of. And I was really quite shocked and kind of taken aback by, but they asked me to leave, and I did. I went home, and I spent the next 2 weeks at home wondering if I had a job, or what was going on. No communication or anything like that. So no discussions, nothing. So then I finally got a text message from the other controller asking me to come down for a meeting, and I believe that was on a Friday, so that's either a good thing or a bad thing, as you know. And so I got down there, and honestly, I was not feeling too good about it, hoping for the best, that we could work something out, and I could, I still wanted to work for a couple more years, but I really didn't know what their plans were, I wasn't included in anything. So Anyway, when I got there, we had a meeting and they brought up a couple of things about I had posted something wrong or done something, posting wise, and which, in accounting, things get posted wrong. It's a given. Everybody's human. Mistakes get made. That's why you have, you look at things at the end of the month, you kind of audit through it, and you look at your numbers, and if something doesn't look right, you might find something that's in the wrong bucket, as I call it, and you have to move it to the right bucket. For people that don't understand accounting, it just goes from one bucket to the other bucket and that kind of thing. So they brought something up like that, and honestly, it was the way I was taught to do it. I didn't realize it was incorrect, but honestly, all they had to say was like, she could have came to me, the other controller, and said, look, maybe you misunderstood, but it needs to go over here, No problem, could have done that. But anyway, that didn't happen. So I did let them know that that was how I was shown to do it, and that accounting is kind of, things sometimes end up in the wrong bucket. That's what accounting is for, to get it in the right bucket. But that really didn't matter to them. They gave me a little severance package and sent me on my way. So there I was at 63, about 2 years before I wanted to retire, but I went home and molded over, boohooed a little bit, and then I just thought, well, can't control what you can't control, and the only thing that kind of worried me was the health insurance, which I was able to get on the Affordable Care Act. We used that to get insurance, and that worked out okay. How that works is you have to estimate what you're going to make for the year, and then at the end of the year when you do your taxes, you reconcile it to what you actually made, and then you either owe more or you get a refund. So, but that panned out okay, and eventually I turned 65 this year. I got to go on Medicare, and my husband, he's a year behind me, so he has a little bit more time. So he's still on that Affordable Care Act, and I'm on the Medicare, and all of that worked out fine. So what I've been doing for the past couple of years since I started retirement is just, went through all kind of old work clothes that I had and donated, did some estate sales, did a lot of spring cleaning and scrubbing and cleaning and just all, getting rid of stuff. And, I kind of turned the house upside down, honestly, that I never really had time to do, because when I did work, it was an hour commute there and an hour commute home. So I spent a lot, and plus I worked, a lot of hours and worked from home quite a bit as well, weekends and stuff. So it was a lot of extra, but you know how that is when you're a salaried employee, they expect more and you have to do more. So that was all I really knew. So when I got to be at home, I was able to finally do all the things around the house that I always wanted to do, that I just was always too tired to do, really. And so now I get to take care of my dogs, which, I have 5 dogs, or if you don't know, I have Mama Lacey, I have Ringo, Tater, Charlie, and Bear. And I'll give you that on another story, how we ended up with 5 dogs, because it's not really how I wanted it to go, but that's what we ended up with. But I'll tell you that another day. But they're incredibly adorable, and they keep me company, actually, on some of the days when I kind of get bored and run out of things to do, or I don't feel like doing anything. I always have them here to keep me busy, and, they're always happy to see me and they want me here. So that's a good thing. So anyway, I hit a few estate sales, and as you can see, I like to collect, and One of my favorite collections is up there that's called Hall China, and they're from East Liverpool, Ohio, which is where I'm from. And I'll get into another story about how I started collecting with that, and a little bit more information, and maybe show you a couple of pieces. But for today, excuse me, if I stumble around my words, this is just it. I'm not gonna edit anything, or if I stumble, this is just me. So anyway, I'm glad that you're here, and thanks for watching. If you could like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. I'm just going to try to vlog some stuff, and maybe when I'm gone, my kids will be able to have something to watch about their mom. So anyway, until the next time, have a good day, and bye.